This is Tom. Today I'm going to talk about democracy and freedom in China. On the textbook, on page 1046, it said, in China, hundreds of thousands of pro-democracy demonstrators through Beijing's Tiananmen Square in the spring of 1989. They proudly flourished a 34-high goddess of democracy modeled on the Statue of Liberty as a symbol of their aspirations. But in June of that year, China's aging and autocratic rulers brutally crushed the pro-democracy movement. Tanks flowed over the crowd and a machine gun killed hundreds of protesters. Probably American concern about China's lack of freedom and democracy. People think that Chinese citizens have hardly and political freedom, and the Communist Party is an authoritarian political party. Chinese citizens cannot vote, except in certain location, certain local election, and even then, candidates must be member of the party. The media is heavily controlled by the government. Protesters are illegal. No one really openly questions the legality legally of one-party rule. In contrast, American citizens enjoy an unparalleled degree of freedom. In the American participatory democratic process, there are so many elections to vote in that very often many simply chosen to abstain. Newspapers regularly run articles critical of the American government. No one will be punished when people gather to protest or demonstrate. But nowadays, China is more free than you might think. The regular Chinese citizen does not feel oppressed or fearful. The truth is that things are changing very quickly. There is no doubt that the average Chinese citizen today enjoys far more freedom than his or her parents did when they were growing up. Some things are still off limits, like calling for the end of one-party rule, but limits are increasingly being pushed. Weibo, similar to Twitter in American, is one avenue in which this is happening. Things happen too fast to regulate effectively, and there are numerous cases in which popular pressure have been effective in forcing change. There are currently over 500 million internet users in China, and the voice of the netizens can be defending at times. In addition, the press in China is not a merely lame mouthpiece of the Communist Party. There are essays critical of government policies, like a sharply critical one of the one-child policy I read in a major national magazine. Another article that comes to my mind is one I read in my in-flight magazine on a domestic Chinese airline. It's criticizing the government's lack of transparency in its data on air pollution levels. Corruption is another area that receives a lot of attention. One radio program I was listening to in my car allowed listeners to call in to highlight cases of abuses by traffic enforcement official at the local level, with the promise that the radio station would help by drawing attention to these corrupt practices and getting high-level officials to interview. Social issues also draw attention, and reporters seems to like running investigative journalism pieces on how workers are being treated unfairly or how food safety is not ensured at some food processing plants. The Communist Party is probably not as evil as Western media has portrayed it to be. I am not saying that I approve of its one-party rules, but if you look at what the party have been up to in recent years, you will find the improvement of Chinese government. Firstly, there is far more attention to the plight of the poor than in America. The government seems committed to helping the poor and is rolling out many measures to ensure that the poor also benefit from China's growth. Secondly, the economic has been keeping growth since 1979. Chinese economics has a 9.9% growth every year, average 9.9% growth. I think if China economics keep developing, Chinese government become more transparent and openly, China will have oops, Chinese will have more freedom than they're having now. Okay, thanks for listening.